ready for an evening of international Epicurean enchantment? Looking for a dish that's interesting and different, but easy to make. And today I'm going to show you one such dish, one of my favorites. It's a tortilla pizza. It's like pizza, but instead of a dough that you have to mix and rise and then roll it out and all that stuff, it's using a much simpler crust, which is just a simple flour tortilla. The work's already been done. And if you like a thin crust sort of pizza, this is ideal. And part one is I don't just buy a pizza sauce. I like to kind of make my own. So I get a very generic tomato sauce. There's no spices in there, maybe a hint of salt, but it's just basically tomato. And then to improve it, or to make it Italian, I have a spice mix here. This spice mix here is 1 teaspoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of crushed fennel. I buy the fennel seeds and I crush them in a mortar to make them, break them up a little bit, and that gets the flavor to come out. And finally, a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar that gives it just a hint of sweetness and makes the people wanting to come back for more, and they don't know why, but it's really good. At this point, we preheat the oven, 400 degrees. And so we're going to mix the sauce. Essentially, I pour in 1/2 a can, and I add the spices, stir them in into that 1/2 a can of tomato sauce, and that kind of gets it flowing through there. And once they're kind of in there, I add the other 1/2 of the can. Now those spices are in there, and essentially you got the perfect sauce for your traditional Italian flavored pizza. So here we're going to take a tablespoon of the sauce and put it on there, and 2 tablespoons to start, and you spread it out. You don't want it too thick because the crust is not very thick, and the flavor comes from the sauce, but you don't need a lot of juice in there. Just the sauce and the way you spread it lays the foundation for the tortizza. I've seen this in restaurants. They do it in a circular motion to get that evenly spread, the sauce. The pizza is laid out with the sauces. That's our foundation. The next are the toppings. For my toppings, I'm going to use mushrooms. You can use fresh mushrooms, or I'm just using some easy mushrooms that were in a can. And now the mushrooms have been applied. As you can see, there's the mushrooms and the sauce and the pizza crust. Now, I know not everybody likes mushrooms, but I do, so I put them on there. And you can put anything on there you want. You can put on ham and pineapple. You can put on oysters. You can put on all kind of stuff. But I just decided I wanted those mushrooms on there. And for my next thing, to make one of them a little bit different, is I have some jalapenos here. This will give one of them a little bit of a kick. So we'll just put the jalapenos on the pizza. And you know, so I'm putting them on now before the cheese, so they'll kind of be underneath, and that'll make it more of a surprise when somebody bites in and they hit the jalapeno and they go, mmm, now that's something. So there's the jalapenos on that one, and none on that one, depending on your particular taste. Now we're going to get ready and put the cheese on. The cheese of today is going to be mild cheddar cheese, although traditionally the Italian pizzas often have mozzarella. Mozzarella is good. I just happen to have mild cheddar today, so we'll do mild cheddar. And then once it's on there, you spread it out a little bit. And the other thing is, don't try to get it all the way to the edge, because as the cheese melts, it pushes everything out. It kind of gets wider. Being from Wisconsin, we have the motto, you can never have too much cheese. And if you have a little bit of Italian in you, you can always say you can never have too much mushrooms. So there they are, ready to go in the oven. And we'll put them in the oven. Here we go. (400 degrees) for 10 minutes. And away they go. I set the table without silverware because basically it's finger food. You just take your pie server, scoop up, put them on the plate, and there you are. Tortizzas.